Welcome to Unit 2, Video 2, when we are going to establish a dimension of. We begin with the Retrieve Dimension tool. When we recover some of the dimension we have set in the construction of the 3D construction of the part. Well, in this case, we realize that we have recovered too few dimensions and that we will to set manually the rest of dimensions. Well, we are making up the position and the dimensions to have a more nice draft. What we are going to do is to block the view to avoid the involuntary movement of the sheet when we are moving and making up the dimension, because they are inside the view, and this kind of incident happens frequently. Now we are to draw in front view, because we have realized that the end of the thread of the hole was erased in the previous video, but we need to show it with a visible line in the view. Well, we close drawing view and we begin with more dimension. The first is going to be the depth of the certain part of the hole. Some of the dimensions we have obtained by recover are not in a nice way. In this case, the auxiliary line hides most of the center line in the view. We are dimensioning the diameter of the center lines with the option of only one arrow. Now we are going to dimension the diameters in inner and outer of the pipe, and with the select tool we are going to select both of them and to move the notation of the dimension, because the center line is in the middle of the notation, which is not allowed. We follow by lengthen a little bit the line of the diameter 50 dimension, following with the rest of the dimensions, diameter 9 for the flange hollows, and with the spherical part of the body. This dimension needs to be between brackets and with the S as prefix. We select one of the dimensions and add the prefix and suffix to the dimension. Solid Edge allows to copy the attributed with the Copy Attributed tool from one dimension to the other. Now we need to set the dimension of the inclined part of the body, in the cut inner the body. So we need to show one of the two inclined profiles, the hidden and the shown, to establish the dimension. One dimension linear between middle points of these lines, and one angular between both lines. After that, we must to hide again the hide line, and we need to edit the dimension to show only one arrow, one projection line. So in the properties of the dimensions, we select the origin dimension line, the origin projector line, and the origin terminator, the arrow. We repeat the process with the angular dimension, and we will hide the line. You must remember which is the origin. We have take as origin the shown line. Well, now we are going with the principal tool to obtain a perspective view from the front view. We are change the size and the position of the view. We change the scale. And now we are going to apply a broken out section to make a cut in the perspective. We use the front view as profile view. We will use 2 points rectangle to make the profile of the broken out section. Close the profile, and we are going to establish the deepness in the other side and to apply in the perspective. We save the file. Now we are going to dimension the metric thread of the threaded thumb of the upper part of the part. Well, the correct indication is without the diameter symbol, so we have to edit the dimension and in lines and coordinate suppress the diameter. Okay, and now we have with the prefix tool to prefix an M and the suffix and by 2 to make the correct annotation of the type of the thread. Okay, the only task left to do is to change the name in the title block from part to bulbo body. So we have finished our draft.